Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be talking about why Stellar may be the future of global banking. So XLM is one of many cryptos which complies and is part of the new ISO 20022 standard, which is set to be rolled out in the near future. So the new standard is primarily geared towards improving the quality of payment data, which will be faster and cheaper compared to the current system. And this will lead to improvements in the ability for datasets, especially between financial bodies, to be seamlessly exchanged between each other when the ISO standard is directly used by these financial bodies. So the standard is set to be used by a number of bodies in the near future. Most notably, the US Federal Reserve Board is set to implement ISO 20022 by late 2023. And the SWIFT system is also set to roll out the standard by November 2022. So the main reason as to why the ISO standard is set to be rolled out is a means of improving the ability for usability and interoperability between future CBDCs when they are eventually rolled out, as future CBDCs will be innately inoperable, as future CBDC ledgers will be backed by different DLT technology, and as a result this may lead to difficulties in fiat CBDCs to interconvert. However, with the new ISO system which is set to be rolled out in the near future now, this will lead to improvements in the ability for future fiat CBDCs to interconvert, and thus leading to improvements in financial activities in the new era of CBDCs. So as mentioned, XLM is one of few cryptos which comply with the ISO 20022 standard. And it makes no surprise that Stellar and XLM is part of this group, especially when looking at the innate qualities and benefits attached to the Stellar blockchain, especially the network's high scalability, high finality rates, and the cost effectiveness attached to the network. So the benefits attached to the Stellar network has led to a number of banks and financial bodies actively using Stellar for a number of developments. For example, IBM is set to directly use the Stellar blockchain for cross-border payments, and XLM is set to be the bridge currency which enables the cross-conversion and the interconversion of fiat currencies. So as part of the development between IBM and Stellar, 6 banks have signed up to issue stablecoins through WorldWire, an IBM network built on the Stellar blockchain. 6 international banks have signed letters of intent to issue stablecoins or tokens backed by fiat currency on WorldWire, an IBM payment network that uses the Stellar public blockchain. The network promises to let regulated institutions move value across borders, remittances or foreign exchange more quickly and cheaply than the legacy correspondent banking system. So a number of banks have already signed up for IBM's WorldWire system, where banks based in the Philippines, Brazil and South Korea are set to directly utilize IBM's WorldWire standard, which is, as mentioned, built on top of the Stellar blockchain. So IBM's WorldWire system is set to improve cross-border payments and remittances around the world. Most notably, the system is set to improve remittances and cross-border payments to the likes of Philippines. And the Philippines are generally one of the largest recipients of remittances around the world, where in 2021 alone, $31.4 billion worth of remittances passed into the Philippines. So generally speaking, remittances that pass into the Philippines generally go through legacy payment infrastructure, including the likes of SWIFT and Western Union. However, the use of these legacy systems are very costly and time-consuming, where in the case of SWIFT, individuals that send funds through the SWIFT system generally experience fees generally amounting to 2 to 3% of the initial funds sent from a payer, and it generally takes multiple days for a payee to receive such funds. So the time-consuming nature and the high fees connected to the use of the SWIFT system and Western Union too are both limiting factors, which generally leads to payees receiving less funds from payers, and as a result such payees will have less funds than what could potentially be expected. So IBM's WorldWire system will act as a means of overcoming the limitations connected to the SWIFT system and Western Union, as the WorldWire system is set to be directly built on the Stellar blockchain, and this will lead to improvements in the ability for cross-border payments and remittances to occur. So the usage of the Stellar blockchain for remittances will also see XLM being used as the anchor which enables the interconversion of fiat currency, and XLM will also enable stablecoins backed by different currencies to also interconvert, and enabling cross-border payments to different regions of the world, most notably in this example, the Philippines and Brazil. So IBM is directly using the Stellar blockchain for cross-border payments and remittances, namely due to the innate qualities and benefits attached to Stellar, especially Stellar's high scalability, cost effectiveness and high finality rates, where in cases surrounding scalability, over 3,000 transactions can be actively verified and validated through the Stellar blockchain per second, and the fees connected to the verification of such transactions amounts to $0.01 per 300,000 transactions, and it only takes a few seconds for such transactions to be actively verified and validated through Stellar. So the innate qualities attached to the Stellar blockchain put Stellar ahead over the likes of Swift and Western Union, and this will bring about a number of benefits, especially to payers and payees. When cases surrounding payers will experience less transaction fees when they choose to send funds to payees, and as a result, such payees will receive greater funds. And this will be overall beneficial for such payees, as such payees may have greater qualities of life, as they'll have high disposable incomes. So the direct usage of the Stellar blockchain and XLM for initiatives surrounding cross-border payments, especially by the likes of IBM and other banks around the world, including banks based in the Philippines and Brazil, coupled with Stellar being ISO 20022 compliant, which will see XLM being potentially utilised in the cross-conversion and interconversion of future CBDCs. Stellar could become a key pillar within the financial system in years to come. And this factor will be beneficial not only for the overall Stellar blockchain but also for XLM token holders, as the active usage of the Stellar blockchain, especially in cases surrounding cross-border payments in the case of the IBM system and the potential interconversion of CBDCs, will mean that the active usage of the Stellar blockchain will increase over time. And the verification of such transactions will be induced through XLM, where XLM will enable the active verification of such transactions, and as a result, the demand for XLM will increase. So increases in the demand for XLM in this sense may lead to further increases to the price of XLM, especially over the long run. What are your thoughts on Stellar? Is Stellar the future of global finance? Let us know your views in the comments below. Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, subscribe and click on the notification bell. Let us know your views in the comments below. Thank you for watching and we'll see you in the next video.